And it's a very good evening and welcome here to Henson Park. It's round 8 in the AFL Sydney competition, and it's the East Coast Eagles taking on Sydney University here at Henson Park. And straight out of the middle goes a little bit of a change to some of the numbers out there for Sydney Uni. We will struggle our way through it, but I'm sure we'll get you there in the end as the ball goes out of bounds with a boundary throw in. Browning brings that down for the Eagles, but wrapped up in a tackle by Blatko. And the ball's going nowhere. Everett in the ruck for Sydney University, trying to get it away, but just going through traffic. Now Stubbs turns it back inside. Kick unable to get through traffic. That was Johns. And the Eagles reload. Blatko gets it back. Nice short little kick going inside. Good kick, well weighted. And the mark's taken by Pearce. Be right on his limit, you'd think. But this for the first score of the match. An opportunity for the Eagles to get one up early in the game. Pearce from just outside 50, fading to the right. Not going to make the distance. Mark's going to be taken on the line, and it's Blatko. That is Jamie. And not great defence there from Sydney University. Really should have put a big fist on that and seen it through. Difficult kick, though. Blatko goes. Umpire says behind. We have the opening score of the match. It's an Eagles minor score. Sydney University currently sitting in 4th position. And the Eagles, they hold the 3rd spot. Little discrepancy at the moment with games played. So the Eagles will be desperate for a win this evening. Beautiful night here at Henson Park. No wind to speak of. Very long time to get the ball back in. They do so now. Everett's the target. Gets to the front. Couldn't bring it down. Roberts comes away with it. Goes back into trouble. Back to Everett. Has to use hands. Does so. Just in a little bit of trouble at the moment. Sydney University. They've worked their way clear. Handball, not a great one. And eventually goes over the boundary line. And that was Clark who took it over. Browning and Everett, they'll do battle all night. And there again, it was McConnell. Comes clear, Baker goes back in. Quick kick off the boot of Elkington, goes inside 50 for the first time for Sydney University. Back there, good work by Johnson, gets it clear. And now they're free, the Eagles. Got a few on the far side. They move it by hand quickly. And quickly they go inside 50, over the back. And tracking that one back is Robertson. And just the minor score. Rush behind. They set up again. No real urgency on getting the ball back in. Allows the Eagles to really set up their defence. They come wide again. Over the top, Stubbs trying to take it. Couldn't bring it in, and it goes over the boundary line. Browning. Quick kick, unable to get it out of the area. Wrapped up in a tackle. There was Costello. Wonderful servant for the Eagles over many, many years. Dimmery touched off the boot and goes over the boundary line. We'll have a boundary throw in. Plenty of stoppages so far in this game. We're approaching the 5-minute mark. Difficult time for the lights at the moment. Quite a few of the lights out here not functioning at the moment. Just with twilight, the eyes are being tested, but this one's not a test, and Ford takes the mark, and he'll have a kick from about 40 out right in front. James Ford currently sitting 7th, 8th on the goal kicking ladder in the AFL Sydney competition. 10 for the season. Strikes this one well and does not miss. Ford gets the first goal on the board for the Eagles and they lead by 8 points.
Good, James.
Play by the Eagles to get the ball from the back line so quickly. And we head back to the centre. Big man will do battle again. Big match up there for Frawley for Sydney University. Standing Trent Stubbs at the moment. Umpire will bring this one back. Been so damaging so far this year, has Stubbs in the AFL Sydney competition. Elkington gets the better of this one. Comes down to Roberts. Goes inside 50 quickly. Ugly bounce. There's no favours. Johnson has to go back. They're in trouble, the Eagles. Get numbers back now. Getting back onto it in this occasion is Johns. Turns around the corner. Just a quick kick out of the area, but they've got the numbers. Dimmery over the top. Costello. In fact, this is Dimmery. Short kick inside, looking for Drinkwater, and he finds him. A bit of panic, but so composed coming out of defence. Drinkwater's kicks a very long kick inside 50. Looking for, I thought he was looking for Vlatko at the back. Didn't quite get there. Coming through Ford. Handballs it out in front. Some good work there by Merson to bring it up. Now Sydney University get it on the rebound. Works into a bit of trouble and kicks into the man. Really had the opportunity to give the handball off. He had Vela running past. Chose not to use him. That was Roberts. They set up again. The blue and the yellow versus the yellow and blue here at Henson Park. Trying to bustle his way through on that occasion was McConnell. Squeezes out a kick over the boundary line. We'll have a boundary throw in. Set up again. Throw in doesn't quite go towards the centre. Favours the Eagles. Trying to push his way through. I think that was going through was Johnson. Big kick up in the middle. Had a good run at it, Baker. Just couldn't bring it in. Dimmery at the bottom of the pack. This one will be wrapped up. We'll have a ball up inside 50. Eight-minute mark. First term. Nice little knockover. Looking for Stubbs on the run. Just didn't get to him. Gets there eventually, wrapped up in a tackle. Vela just standing over the top. Gets back into trouble. Still in there, Stubbs. Trying to squeeze it through. Now Ford wants to get through some tackle, holding the ball. Umpire says play on. Took them on, didn't dispose correctly. And now we'll have a ball up. Plenty of numbers around this. Charleston cross half back for the Eagles, just setting up for the quick kick out. Another opportunity. Umpire says holding the ball this time. And it will be. It's Elkington to take the kick. Come down this near side. And a good fist in there from Damien Charleston. Sees the ball over the boundary line. Fremantle coming on for Sydney University. Browning and Elkington go at it again. This time Horton's wrapped up in a tackle by Dimmery. Spiteri in there as well. And the umpire says I'll have it almost over the boundary line. Tight confines. Right in front of the Sydney University bench. Browning and Elkington both miss. Elkington goes again, trying to get the ball out. Horton, handball over the boundary line. Another stoppage. Boundary throw in. I think Sydney need to be pretty happy at the moment. Good outfit, the Eagles. Sydney University been having their own share of success as well. It's a real arm wrestle at the moment. Everett. In the ruck, Browning. I might have called him Elkington before. Everett, of course, in the ruck. Comes out now. A little bit of space to work in. Go to a one-on-one contest, marking up tightly at the moment of the Eagles. Sliding in. Coming through on that occasion. It's very hard to tell. Kick comes in from Fremantle. Just pops it over the top. And off the foot. So about on the full. The Eagles don't know if it's their kick. In fact, it's going to go to City University. That's an interesting one. It'll be Lewington to take the kick. No real argument there from the Eagles players. Lewington steps inside, around the corner, curling it about beautifully, and Sydney Uni get one on the board. Look at this, about of bounds. Just see. Comes around. Didn't quite get it there. Sort the replay machine out. In the meantime, we're back in the centre. Sydney Uni trail by 2 points. High contact's going to be an Eagles kick. Go to Browning. He goes inside 50. Good penetrating kick on the lead. Vlatko coming through. And the umpire's seen an infringement. Would have thought that was a genuine attempt at a mark there by Vlatko. Umpire deemed differently, and the kick will go to Smith. Still down. Play on now. A little bit of trouble for City University. They nearly cough it up. Have to go back now. Still under pressure. And this, not a bad kick. Well executed. And out here finds Swartz. Reload. Once again going to a one-on-one contest. Beautiful read there. I think that was Arndt. Goes inside quickly. Finds Stubbs. And turnovers will kill you. As Trent Stubbs lines up. So damaging from this area. Steps over the paint, kicks from about 47. On its way, beautifully weighted, maximum reward, and gets the major. Stubbs gets on the board. It was Arndt who got his hands in there and caused the turnover. Eagles by 8. Approaching the 14-minute mark of this, the first term. Changing the ruck. Going in there, O'Connor gets over the top, just pass it forward. So it'll be O'Connor and Browning for the Eagles. Traffic in there, coming clear of it. And now Sydney University get the advantage. Inside 50 now. Turnaround kick on occasion was Powers. And back there, Charleston. Couple of options to go with. Goes by hand. Devastating from the back. They use the handball well. Now with Ford, the goal kicker. They come wide again, off the run. And Arndt just got a metre on his teammate, and that's all he needed. To O'Connor, turns around, goes on the right. Another big, long, penetrating kick. Who will fly? No one there. And now the Eagles just attacking with the tackling and causing trouble for the students. Short kick in, doesn't hit the mark, and they pounce. Ford taken over the boundary line. We'll have a boundary throw in. A bit of a mist coming in here at Henson Park. dark patch here in these pockets. In fact, if you look across the ground, it really is lit up essentially for rugby league in the middle of the ground. The pockets and the wings, even the full forward, full back lines, slightly darker than the centre of the ground. 15 played, first term, Eagles by 8. Umpire's seen a block here. It's going to go to the Eagles. It's against Everett. O'Connor will take the kick. Long kick goes towards the top of the square. Just sits it up. Who will fly? No one really there. Coming through. On occasion was Swartz. Still tackling in there. Costello trying to get the hands on the ball. Eventually does. Wrapped up. His head nearly taken off by Frawley. Free. Now, the students get it out. And a 50-metre penalty. In fact, there's something off the ball. It's going to be an Eagles kick. He didn't pick it up. It's going to come back. It looks like it's going to go to Baker. Reinvented himself, Trent Baker. In fact, no, it's going to go to Vlatko. Baker was going back, take the kick. Vlatko already had his mitts on it. So this could be damaging. Jamie Vlatko kicks truly and gets the goal. Let's see what it was for. The umpire certainly did. And now the Eagles lead by 14. A few weeks off of football for the Eagles. They had the bye the week prior to the rep weekend, which we covered last week. Fortunately, quite a number of the Eagles played in that rep game. And at the moment, showing no signs of lack of match practice. The ball goes down again. Not a great bounce, didn't get much height on it. Everett, number one, eventually gets it back. Quickly goes the hands, turns it over. Now O'Connor goes out, almost gets the umpire on the way through. Costello burrowing through, trying to turn it around. Now Drinkwater gets it to O'Connor. They seem to be in control at the moment, the Eagles. Vlatko at the back brings it down. Forward, read it well. Now he's wrapped up in the tackle, have a ball up. Top. In fact, he's going to call it holding the ball. That is hot. Didn't quite have much of a prior opportunity. Did hold on to it for a long time, but he was tackled straight away. Either way, it goes out to Frawley for the students. Frawley looking on this occasion for Powers. And once again, contest at every post at the moment, the Eagles. John Vlatko just asking the umpire there for the interpretation on the mark. Everett gives away another free kick, hands on the shoulder this time. So O'Connor getting the best of that battle at the moment. Comes down, Vlatko just couldn't find the handle, overruns it, in hard. There he is, Costello. Jeez, I like his game. And it'll be balled up again. 8.5 played, first term. Shouldn't be a lot of time on, only the 4 goals scored, and it's been a pretty open affair. Frawley tries to get it out, smothered off the boot, goes again. Got numbers, they just need to use it. Slay's kick is not a great one and goes out of bounds. Have another turnover, far side of Henson Park. Johnson to take the kick, just waiting for the ball to make its way back. It's it now. The leads come. Goes to the back. Looking on that occasion. Coming through again is Costello. Just bounces off, goes back the other way, delivers beautifully. And the mark taken by McConnell. That is brilliant stuff from Costello. Top of the square, looking for Vlatko. Got to beat 3. Now Spiteri, a little bit of space to work. Decides to go backwards and gives it back to Kruger. Kruger should go back and have a shot. Kick from about 40 metres. He's very close to the man on the mark and pushes it to the left. In fact, it's coming back. She's only missed by a little bit. 3-3 now. The Eagles lead by 15. Out to Everett. Everett's long kick. Found Powers. Very tight on the boundary line. Wants to bring it inside. Overrun. Not a great kick in the end. Goes back. Now it's with Anderson. Goes one way, goes the other, and beautifully delivers to Dimmery. Back into the corridor. Now they go wide. They've got Stubbs on the lead. Delivered well. Stubbs just holds up. Waits for Dimmery to come back. The old 1-2. Picking up stats. Gives it across now to Kruger. And the kick inside is beautiful, and the mark taken is McConnell again. Glides over the ground is McConnell. And he'll have a shot from exact same spot that Kruger had, and this for bragging rights. Brings it around, sits up, looks like it's going to hit the post, doesn't make the journey, and eventually rushed over the boundary, over the goal line for a minor score. 16 points the margin. We're into time on in the first. Just a little bit of a danger sign at the moment for Sydney University. In fact, they could well do with the siren to go very shortly. And regroup. Ford comes back, gives it to Baker. Baker on the left, not a great kick. Goes inside, could have been high, unintentional, and he's in a bit of trouble there, I think. Time on. He's not. At one stage there, he's going to stay down. That's Merson on the back of the bottom of the pack. Just got collected unintentionally. Baker's kick here comes in. You can just see here, head down. And nothing really in it. As the ball goes out of bounds. 22.5 played, first term. Browning back out. Thought he was missing something out there earlier on. The headband had come off. Vlatko on the left, turns it around, not going to go the distance. Now Ford tries to get some free space. Couldn't get there, could have been high, umpire didn't see it. And McConnell it was. He'll come up and ask the question. In fact, James Ford will ask it for him. Plenty of numbers around this contest. Sydney just want to rush it through. In fact, there's going to be a free kick on it. It's going to go to the Eagles. High contact. It's going to end up with O'Connor. In fact, it's Browning. Browning will have the shot on goal late in this term. And this is exactly what Sydney University didn't want. Andrew Browning, the big ruckman, kicks truly. And the Eagles skip out to a 22-point lead. See if we picked it up. High contact on Browning. Just in this ruck contest. Keep your eye on the big fella. And, geez, it's a tough call. You've arms and fists and everything running around in that contest. Either way, we're back in the middle. The Eagles lead by 22 points. Sydney Uni really only had the one scoring opportunity, which they converted to a goal. Everett and Browning. Browning gets the run forward at full pace. Just leaves it behind. Some good work from Frawley. Goes back and gets it though, just Ford. Top of the arc. And at the back of the pack, a good mark taken from Sam Slate. Slate now on the right. Goes wide, just chopped off. Charleston read it well. In fact, it was Dimmery. And O'Connor gives it back. Merson recovered from that hit. Beautiful kick, well weighted. McConnell wants to go quickly, turns it around on the right. top of the square looking for Vlatko. 1 on 2. Vlatko comes out the back, should get a goal, just needs to keep it back in. And eventually, that is deliberate. That is deliberate, well called. Just should have gone through the goal through the point post. Be Stubbs to take it. Play a little bit of where can he stand. Stubbs now. Goes, kicks, point. Bit of a let off there. Like a brain fade, just need to handball that over the goal line. In fact, it was harder to get it over the boundary line. In the end, the result the same. Approaching 26 minutes, first term. Browning in front, lays the tackle. Sydney with the numbers, but just need to get some clean footy. Work it out into space now. Short kick, not a good one. Just looking there for Frawley. Eventually Everett sees it over the boundary line. Good start from the Eagles. They've done all the attacking in this first term. Everett brings it down. Could have been in the back. The umpire lets him play. Be an interesting call. Just holds his arms across his chest. Says, I'll take this one. The Shadows are quarter time here at Henson Park. Eagles on top. Browning just couldn't get his hands on it. They converge now on the football. And no one's coming out with it. Umpire says, I'll have it. We'll do it all again. Browning and Everett doing battle. Ford in amongst it again. Really taking his game to another level in 2015. Browning, and he's going to get the free kick again. Everett setting up on the other side, and that's about the third time he's done for blocking. And now he's asking for an explanation. Well, the explanation's in the rule book. As Browning goes inside, short kick, finds Anderson. Anderson's kick's good, found Spiteri. Success with the Eagles over the years. Spiteri, and this will be an easy one for Jamie Vlatko. He gets the push in the back on the way through. See the kick from Spiteri. Intended for Vlatko and tried to stop and go back. Nothing he could do on that occasion. And then the free kick awarded to Vlatko. Kick comes in. Doesn't look too bad off the boot. Has it got the distance? It certainly has. A wonderful kick by Jamie Vlatko. And they go to him in numbers, the Eagles. Nearly 29 minutes played first term. I think I said earlier there wouldn't be much of a time on, but timekeepers have proven me wrong. Browning now is going up. See how that was, but either way, comes out. Drink water, and the siren does sound as Cass takes it about 70 out. You'll have a look. He's going to have a go. This, with no breeze, kicking from what would be 70 metres. Get your possibilities mixed up with your capabilities. But I stand to be proven wrong. Cass. Going to go the traditional drop punt. In fact, no, he's rolling out the barrel and doesn't get a hold of it. And that will end the quarter. And a good one for the Eagles. They lead by 29 points going into quarter time. Sydney University really had the only one goal scoring opportunity which they took, and they trail by 29 points. So Sydney University 1 goal 0-6. The Eagles have kicked 5 goals 5. and lead by 29 points. We'll take a break here at Henson Park. Come back in about 20 minutes' time. We'll have, back in about 6-7 minutes' time, we'll have all the action from the second quarter. All in readiness for the start of the second term. Very quick quarter-time break. This one we call back. The Eagles by 29 points if you've just joined us. Browning and Everett going to battle again. Trying to push through. There's Crockmole in there. He gets it eventually. Goes wide. Eventually goes over the boundary line. Pack coming through Merson, trying to get his way through. Wrapped up there by Johnson. Sydney University, and again, quick tackle. And we'll have a ball up. Right into the ground for Sydney University. They need to get some goals early in this quarter. You think they're going to have any chance? Everett brings it down. Costello applies the tackle. And umpire has no option. Plenty of numbers at the contest. Quick kick comes out. Oh, high up and under. And Stubbs takes a good mark under the circumstances. I reckon it travelled about 5 metres, but we'll call it anyway. He goes wide. And now the Eagles looking at that occasion, looking for Baker. Couldn't bring it down. Eventually comes back out. O'Connor was there. Dimmery quickly onto the left boot. Perfectly weighted, perfectly spotted. Umpire says called play on. Merson was claiming the mark. The umpire was having nothing of it. Battle again. And Costello wide. Just needs to get a bit of space. Couldn't find it. Vlatko outside. Jamie Vlatko again in there amongst it. And Sydney Uni push it out. But a good mark taken in the back of the pack. That was Arndt. Cameron Arndt goes wide. Intended there. It was for McConnell. Big hit from Dimmery. McConnell backs up. Gets it on the left boot. Into the pocket. Double teamed. On there was Stubbs, but he took the mark anyway. The umpire's not sure what he was watching. Stubbs took it cleanly, I would have thought. The umpire's called a ball up. Well, interesting in the review when we look at that one. Everett scoops that one back, and it goes out of bounds on the full. See if we can pick up any reason why that wasn't called a mark. Kick came through from McConnell. Double teamed. Just a touch in there, possibly from Everett. Now the Eagles with it again. Inside 50, the kick goes to the top of the square. Set up beautifully, plenty of Sydney Uni players there. And eventually goes over the boundary, over the goal line. Margin out to 30 points. They look good, the Eagles. Certainly setting themselves up for a real tilt at finals football in 2015. Comes out. Good mark taken that occasion. Smith goes around the mark, but then goes wide again. And a good work from Cameron Arndt again. In fact, that's Johns. Zach Johns sees it over the boundary line with a big double fist up. Full pace, Browning. I want to stand in front of that. Johnson kicks away for the students. Turnover comes. The handball was too quick from Anderson. Now Sydney University go inside. No one at home, though. Awkward little bounce on that occasion for Scholes. But he's good enough to get back there. Now he applies a tackle. Well played, Matthew Scholes. allowed his teammate to get through. And now they're away. Scrubby looking kick going forward. Intended for Spiteri, but the boundary line wins out. That's Pearce there. So in Henson Park, we do see big jumbo liners going over. We've just got one coming out at the moment, taking off from Mascot. Down the line. Good mark taken. That's Stratford. Too far out to score. Stratford goes inside. Browning there for the Eagles. Just gets a big fist on it. Tries to bring it down. Nice little kick around the corner. Able to score though, and it goes over the boundary line. We'll have a boundary throw in. Browning using the big body, gets it through. Goes again. Forward in there amongst it as well. Coming through, there was Clark. He was wrapped up. Another stoppage. And this is probably what adds to the timing of the quarters. Plenty of stoppage football. Ford goes to ground, just gets the handball out. Tried to claim the high tackle there. It was McConnell. And the umpire's seen it the other way, holding the ball. And Chris Brown will take the mark. And he'll line up for a shot on goal. They desperately need this, Sydney University. And if they call him the doctor. Chris Brown. Little side step on his way in and just sneaks in for a behind. Thought the umpire was going to call that one. Eagles, in stark contrast, they want to move the ball quickly. They go by hand. Dimmery at full pace. Beautifully run. Has a look at options and now goes with the left. Sees the numbers. Some good work there from Pearce. Gets out in front of Baker. Cameron Arndt in there as well. Some good work at ground level from Clark from Sydney University. And they repel. Now with Johnson. Well-weighted kick. Looking for Elkington. Umpire says play on. He gets clean anyway. But the kick leaves a little bit to be desired. And it goes out of bounds on the full. Be careful there, Powers. It's well over the mark. They go short. Drink water. Short to Browning. Gives it over to Merson. Merson to Charleston. Options are plenty. Beautifully worked. Scott Pearce, full strength. Takes it out in front. Goes quickly with the left. Looking for Vlatko. Tried to go with the one arm. Couldn't bring it in. Spills free. John Vlatko this occasion. Gets the handball away. They've turned it over. Dimmery will apply the tackle. Not a lot you can do on that occasion. And the umpire will come in and ball it up. Very dangerous in spurts, the Eagles. When they get their hands on the ball, they like to move it quickly. Once again, fleeting there. Everett sets up on the wrong side of the contest again. Wants to be careful. Clark. Vella goes outside. Getting back onto it. It was Joinson. And now they have another crack at it. They go back. Looking for Kruger. Now to Dimmery. Joinson in the area. Tried to get it to him. Sydney University now with Brown. And the kick, just a hit and hope. And Browning set up for the Eagles. And look at the numbers. Charleston to Arndt. In fact, I keep calling Zach Johns Arndt. 29 and 39. Look at that from Johns. I didn't get him wrong there. And earns himself a good free kick. Great tackle. Now with Anderson. Wants to run. Goes back inside. And a beautiful lead. Pearce just dropped it at the last minute. Gets it up beautifully to McConnell. McConnell goes inside. Stubbs tried to get the free kick on that occasion. Wasn't forthcoming. And a nice little scoop up. Got away with it. And John Vlatko with a good smother. Gets it over the boundary line. Another ball up. It's exciting in patches. In between stoppages. Some really good football being played. Eagles by 29. Approaching the 10-minute mark of the second term. Short throw in. Jamie Vlatko brings it down. Umpire calls play on. A big fist away. That was David Johnson. And a minor score to the Eagles. Margin back out to 30 points. Very disciplined on the kick-ins, the Eagles. They find the man. They've just got one shooter now. And Ben Horton goes across field. We're back to where we started from. Now they go central. Dangerous kick. Plenty of Eagles around this one. And a shot on goal coming. I think it's Charleston. It is Charleston. And Damien Charleston gets a goal for the Eagles. Well, it was dangerous on all accounts. Went back inside and then kicked to a 1-on-3. Just see here, the kick comes out. It was intended there for Everett, but the Eagles had the numbers and Charleston just lines them up. Always light up in front of goals. And Damien Charleston gets the goal. Back in the middle, 6-7, 43, plays 1-1-7. And it is getting a little bit nasty now for the students. Browning gets a second chance at it and goes over the top. Look at this, John Vlatko from the middle. Quick kick. Intended for Jamie Vlatko. Nice little paddle back there from McConnell. Vlatko goes across to Spiteri. Spiteri on the left, beautiful goal. And a lot of that can be put down to the efforts of Browning in the middle. Got the second touch and made sure the football went forward. And the Eagles get another one. See if you can see that effort from Andrew Browning in the middle. Umpire did himself no favours. Looked like he was going to get collected. He just taps it down, it bounces back to him and just goes whooshka over the top and knows that the players will be in the right space. And Vlatko gave it off to Spiteri, who finished off for the Eagles. In the centre again, a great bounce. Connor now in the ruck for the Eagles. Frawley wrapped up in a tackle. It was Johnson. And we'll have a ball up. Connor up against Everett. Good tackle from John Vlatko. Goes again. The tackling has been desperate. And once again, forcing the stoppage. Here's Everett again. Complete wrong side. The umpire's really letting it go. He's been done a couple of times. It's obviously his tactic. Vella goes inside 50 for the students. Elkington now sits off the pack, gets a little bit of air. Goes on the right. How will this one bounce? Through for a behind. $141 in favour of the Eagles. Dimmery had a great game last week for the Sydney AFL rep side, as did this player in Trent Stubbs. Stubbs goes inside. Scholes. Around football for a very long time, Matt Scholes. And there's a free kick off the play, and it's going to be to the Eagles. And a little bit of confusion. In fact, it's a 50-metre penalty. And Scholes will find himself just outside scoring range. And gives it off quickly. They go wide now. Beautiful lead. Great delivery. Jamie Vlatko will go back for a shot on goal. And a 50-metre penalty to go with it. So this one's in the book. A little bit tough, I think. We'll have another look at it in a minute. And another one to Vlatko. And it's starting to get ugly. That's out on the road. So if we can roll it back and see. Initially, it's great work through the middle. Scholes gave it off. I think it was to Stubbs. Just gives it off nicely. Waited for the play on call. Vlatko gets it, and yeah, just some late contact. Highlighted by Jamie Vlatko. And got what he was looking for. And the Eagles get another goal. Just waiting for the Sharon to come back. This could take a while, as it ended up out there on Sydenham Road. Not too much of that tonight. We'll be here till midnight. Comes back now. In fact, the boundary umpires didn't realise there was a ball in the middle the whole time. We reset. Connor in the ruck for the Eagles, brings it down. Just no clean football for Sydney University. Johnson on that occasion. They've turned it over. They go inside again, the Eagles. Under pressure, the back line for Students. Frawley has been one of their best. Goes wide. The kick not a great one. Advantages the Eagles. But boundary line wins out. Just out in front of Anderson on that occasion. And we'll reset. 16 minutes played in the second term. Eagles by 47 points. This could blow out to a really big result. And the Eagles will be looking for that as well, with the big three at the top there, Manly, Warringah, Pennant Hills, and the Eagles. Mind you, if you have a look at the Eagles' percentage, they are 286%. Manly on top of the ladder at the moment in wins. It's 179, Pennant Hills 132. So the percentage is certainly in the favour of the Eagles. Turnover now. Spiteri measures the kick. Beautiful kick around the corner. Got plenty of distance on it. Horden goes inside. Looking for Mahadi. Now Jamie Vlatko just gives the big don't argue. Just got him by the jumper. They go back inside. Cass gave off to Pearce. Pearce really didn't take much of that and could have been holding the ball. Horton gives him a little bit to go on with. Could have been holding the ball. Really just took the ball and flopped. Resets. Pearce gets it out of the ruck. Tries to go with the thing. Could be an incidental contact, I suppose, there. And the ball comes clear. The quick kick out of the pack. And it's Stubbs, I think, who's kicked it. And they're kicking him from everywhere at the moment, the Eagles. So if you can pick it up. Contact off there. She was brilliantly played. It was Ford who kicked it in the end. Apologies to James Ford. He's just too willing to congratulate his mates. In the middle. Margin now blowing out to 53 points. And a tackle from Stubbs there. Good one. Ball and all. And the umpire says holding it. A great game tonight, Trent Stubbs. Will certainly be figuring highly come fuel and medal time at the end of the year. Goes inside 50, deep kick, but a good mark taken. Slate. Works it wide. They find a little bit of space out there. Fremantle wants to move it quickly. Kick not a great one over the top. It's intended for Kennedy. Now the Eagles have forced the turnover. Happy to go back. Find Costello. Through the middle. Now. Plenty of space for the Eagles. Charleston just turns on a dime. Goes back inside. Sets up the right boot. Looking there for Cass. Ends up with Stubbs. Costello. Back to Dimmery. Back to Charleston. And just sets a task on that occasion for Johns. And the turnover comes. Handball to nobody. And then brings it back in to Dimery, who's happy to see it over the boundary line. Approaching time on second quarter. There will be a bit of time on added. And Connor brings it down and applies the tackle. They don't give anything up, the Eagles. Relentless in their pursuit for the football. They're into time on now. Trying to stand up in the ruck and then work their way out. There's just too many numbers around. Once again, setting up. Umpire's seen a free kick here. Holding the man. Advantage play. Look at the run. Stubbs, short, looking for... In fact, there was Pearce. Merson over the back leading the chase. But getting back there was Swartz for the Students. And they get it out, but just that kick doesn't find the target. Slay eventually gets back. A good kick from Clark. Out in front. On that occasion, I think it's Crockmale. And it does go over the boundary line. Eagles will be pretty happy. Their coach this evening, Michael Sankey, away on business in Melbourne. And left the reins to Peter Steer, who's had plenty of success around the Eagles as well. Been a wonderful under-18s coach over the years, now helping out at senior level and taking the reins tonight. Not sure if Sanks is dialling anything in, but no doubt watching down there in Melbourne as we speak. Forward off the back of the pack. Kick comes, sets a task for Baker, and he's up to it. Stands tall in the contest. Now through the middle, look at the runners. Charleston got Dimery on the far side if he wants to use him. Does so. Opens up a little bit of space. Now goes around the corner. There's 3 or 4 that can take this. Spiteri just ran under the ball. Goes to the back of the pack. Some work there for Slay to do. Gets the handball away. And they relieve the pressure, if not temporarily, the Students. The kick out in front. There's really no one forward of this contest. Some good work by Johns. And now the Students with a bit of a run. They've got one back. One-on-one contest. Forward. And getting back there to help out Kruger was Charleston. Although just overran it. Nice little flick out. Done himself some justice there. And Powers it was, who was looking for a goal. A little bit of going on the goal line. Just the behind. And umpire will see a free kick here. He'll be holding the man, and that's just silly. Matty Powers grabbed the jump, and it's right in front of the umpire. So, a 50-metre penalty. It'll be Charleston to take it. Goes wide. Stubbs further afield if they want to use him. They do so. The old 1-2. Gives it back to Arndt. Arndt goes inside. Good kick. Baker, the Statesman. Goes to Browning, the Bear. Kick, not a great one. Was intended for Spiteri, but coming in was Horton. Now applies the tackle. They jump in. There's bodies going everywhere. Alex Horton it was that just got absolutely ragdolled over the top of the contest by Spiteri. Let's see here. Contest forms. Horton goes in and just Spiteri throws him over. Meanwhile, the Eagles go inside 50. Handball back. And Slay under pressure from Cass. Has to kick out. Charleston lurking. Goes around one. Gets it back to Vlatko. Vlatko's kick around the corner. Deep in the pocket. Intended for Cass, but boundary line wins out. 24 played, second term. Eagles by 52. Sydney Uni really with nothing to write home about at the moment. Just the one goal. And all their scoring opportunities just seem to be from quick spurts. Just find some air and run it in. Kick off the boot of Swartz. Comes back. Costello works into a bit of space. Round on the right boot. Pops it up. Top of the square. Who's under this one? Cass is there. Did he get touched? It doesn't matter. Hits the post. 9-8. Plays 1-3. And there's a free kick. The runner inside 50. And that's Eagles runner. No, in fact, it's the Sydney University runner. So the free kick go to Browning. It's a long run back for the runner after giving that one away. Wanted to give to Merson. Now he goes short. Look at that chiseling kick from the ruckman. Flatco just couldn't get the mitt around it enough. Now Merson goes one way, goes the other. Tries to find Spiteri. Coming through there is Horton. Wrapped up. Umpire says legged. And we'll have a free kick to Sydney University. He's just going to go back on that occasion. Umpire said, going to come around behind your mark. He's not listening. Doesn't want to listen. How many whistles do you need to have? And Alex Horton, so in fact it's Ben Horton, will get another run at it. Now he's behind his mark. Goes back to the square. Didn't really even look for another option. Now the kick has to come. Would have been exactly the same kick. Over the back of the pack. John Vlatko gathers. Gets the kick up and under. Intended there for Spiteri. Couldn't bring it down. Sydney University now out of a defence. Big fist in there. Some great work, but Sydney University get it again. Going forward, looking for Powers. Overruns all of them. Now a chance. Just couldn't get back onto it. That in there is Lewington. Seen enough of him. Cass in there. He's wrapped up. Umpire will have a close look and say, I'll have it. Held to him. With a ball up. Approaching the 27-minute mark. Second term. Stemmed the scoring a little bit, Sydney University, but the margin still 53 points. Kick inside was a good one from Kennedy. And the umpire called play on. Now Krochmal. Found a bit of space out there. Clark can run inside 50, goes short, and in fact it's Dimmery. In fact it's not, it's Scholes back there. It's the sort of role I expected Charleston. Scholes gets the handball away just in time. And we'll have a boundary throw in. Browning down in front. Quick kick from Baker. Up and under. Merson couldn't bring it in, but they get away with it. Now they're on a bit of run. Out in space is Jamie Vlatko. Long way from home. Just wants to settle it down a bit. Kick short to his brother in John. Could just go 1 for 1 as Jamie just floats forward again. Just go Stat hunting. And Trent Stubbs gets the mark. And the slap of the ball out of the hands. The question asked. And the 50-metre given. And this will be a shot on goal for Trent Stubbs.
Push forward.
Kick from about 25 out. Stubbs' kick on its way. Just fades across to the right, but the umpire has a good look. And Stubbs gets another one. They get 10, the Eagles. They lead by 59 points. It's a short kick from John Vlatko. Across to Trent Stubbs. Takes the mark and just a little slap out you see there from Johnson. And correct decision, 50 metres. So back in the middle. Kick comes. Out in front of John Vlatko. Siren's going to beat him. And we head into half-time, and it's been all Eagles in this game so far. They lead by 59 points at half-time. Sydney University, just the one goal in a half of football. 1 goal, 3-9. The Eagles, 10 goals, 8-68. And for a game at the moment being played between third and fourth on the ladder, it's been a disappointing night so far for Sydney University. We'll go to a break here at Henson Park. The Eagles lead by 59 points. It's round 8 of the BLK AFL Sydney competition. It's a players' break for the start of the third term. And the tail of the tape so far, it's been all Eagles here at Henson Park. They lead the Sydney University students by 59 points. And an honour miracle for the students to get back from here. There have been some comebacks on this ground over the years, and it springs to mind involved the Eagles. They came back, I think, from a 70-point deficit early in the third term to run over Western Suburbs. That I don't think will happen this afternoon or this evening, but time will tell. Sydney going to be desperate to at least put a good showing in this, the third term. We'll see how it pans out. Browning up against Everett in the ruck. Favours Everett this occasion. Crockmale trying to get through. Just a little dinky kick over the top. Every student forward has had Eagle right on his tail. Comes back to Everett. Just can't find a teammate. Has to go and get it himself. Over the ball, the umpire lets it play. Stepping back inside, I think that was Smith. And the ball spills free. Browning off to Dimmery. There's plenty of the ball this evening. Costello a little quiet in that second quarter. It can be damaging. Goes forward looking for Vlatko. Lends up in the arms of Stubbs. Hands off to Pearce. Beautiful. Just beautiful. Perfect football from the Eagles. Front and square, Stubbs. Pearce running off. Lent back on the left foot and slotted the goal. And the margin out to 65 points. They're back in the middle. Browning wins this one out. Over the ball was Clark for the students, and he'll get the free kick. So has to go central. Not a great kick. Kruger in front. Dimmery. Stubbs. Back to Dimmery. Has a bounce. Now looks afield. Vlatko, but going back with the flow of the ball, Robertson. Good effort. Vlatko wins out over 3. Gives it to Merson. Merson inside to Stubbs. If you've got 3 players on 1 player, there's got to be 3 players elsewhere. And Stubbs it was coming through the middle. He started that run. And he'll look to finish. Trent Stubbs will kick from about 40 out, right in front. As we've said, no breeze at all here at Henson Park. Just pushes that left and hits the post. Didn't miss by much. 11-9 plays 1-3. Eagles doing it as they please at the moment. Yeah, Vlatko in the area. Just goes the fist. Why wouldn't you when you've got players everywhere? Some good pick-up coming through. And the students get a little let off. Charleston gets his foot amongst it. Browning imposing. Crockmore ducks underneath. Goes back to Frawley. Frawley's kick over the top. Kruger almost trapped it in. Hassled out of it there by Powers. Crockmore in there again. Browning going straight lines. Drinkwater, but it's been sharked. Now the students with an opportunity. Inside 50 marks taken. Good mark. And it's Stratford. And a very rare mark inside 50 for Sydney University. Will Stratford right in front. This to put their second on the board. Dinky kick over the top. Didn't want to put that one on the road. And they get a goal, the students. It was a good play all round by the students. Ball through the middle. Good tackling. Browning looked like he was going to straight line. Just see there, ducking in is Slay. Puts it up. And Stratford just too strong in the end. And took the mark. So the students get one back. But plenty to do. Browning, well, almost could have been brought back. In the end, Everett got a piece of it. Costello, Drinkwater. That to McConnell. Goes forward, good mark taken going back. And Mitch Mahady called to play on now. Down the line looking for Elkington. Comes to Merson, Vlatko. Back to McConnell. Kick not a great one. Mahady goes back but turns it over again. Dimmery, Vlatko, plenty of voice around the contest. Pops it up. Stubbs has a run at it, couldn't bring it down. Mahady has to do it again. And Crockmole's kick finds Everett. Everett goes long and beautifully weighted. And Matty Powers has a look up. Diving, dinking kick was intended there for Brown. And eventually gets it over the boundary line. And we'll have a throw in. What a mild night here at Henson Park. Some beautiful weather in Sydney over the last couple of days. A week or so. Lewington goes inside, almost fell fortuitously. The back six now tested for the Eagles and they're up to the task. Good little handball over the top, Johns. They go back the other way, dangerous. But Scholes is up to the task, takes the mark. And last line of defence. Happy to go short. Anderson. Beautiful kick to Stubbs. Dangerous up forward, dangerous through the middle. Turned it over though. Little up and under kick, plenty of air under that. Gives Elkington the run at it. Takes the mark. Second grab. Marks something out wide and a good mark taken. That's Roberts. Hands it off. They have a shot on goal now for two in a row. Just pushes it to the left. This is the sort of point of the game where the Eagles coaching staff would be desperate to make sure their team doesn't take the foot off the pedal. The pack's formed in the middle. There's a lot of jostling and playing going on. Unfortunately, the ball's caught under the wheel of a car. And it's all for nothing. It's not even over the fence yet. It does so now. And the jostling resumes. Dimmery goes short. And after all that, gets it clean. Goes through the centre. Anderson. Drinkwater. Stubbs. Wide now. Cam Arndt. Two minds. Now called to play on, so goes short, finds Merson. Students have locked up the avenue, so they'll look to go another way. They're forced to go long down the line, and that's a win to the Students. So Sam Slay finds himself through the fence. They really chopped off any avenues going forward then, the Students. Forced the turnover. The stoppies at least. Browning. It's all Students at the back. Crochmal goes to the top. Charleston underruns it. Coming through, Kruger can run. Throws it on the left. Good kick inside 50. Double teamed. Ball goes over the back of the pack. It was McConnell. Oh, good tackle going back. And another good tackle applied by James Ford. Forces the ball over the boundary line. Approaching the 9-minute mark. This is the third term. Everett and Browning on battle all day. Ford drags that one in. The umpire will have a close look. It's out now, so they play it on. Another one. I think it's Crockmale there, wrapped up by Jamie Vlatko. And on this occasion, the umpire comes in. Browning tries to thump it forward. Spiteri just overran it. Goes back. Everett swings around. Scrubby kick going forward, but it's going in the right direction. Now it's not. In fact, Scholes, good tackle. Turnover. But Dimmery just picking up stats at will. From Kruger, wasn't a great kick going inside, but running back with a flight. Scholes. Turnover comes. Lewington evades one. Goes back the other way. Has to go short, and a good spoil there from Joinson. Now a good tackle from Joinson. Vlatko in there. Lewington again. They've got it clear now, the Students. They've lifted. Vella. Inside 50 now is the opportunity. Browning going back in support. Dimmery so strong back there. Comes up a little proppy. Scholes. They come out now in the arms of Arndt. Charleston the opportunity. Now they close it up, the Students. Nothing really to go to, so they go short to the lead. Beautiful. Pearce. Their forwards don't mind going on a little bit of a journey. Getting back to help out. Ford. Defensive effort from the Students has been much better this quarter. They've let one go out the back though. Fading back. Some good work. Out there was Kennedy. And they're getting numbers to the contest. Johnson. Now they've got a bit of run. Running out of space though, and they turn it over. O'Connor. Short. Not a great kick. Sharked off there by Mahadi. Turn it over again. Having to go backwards. Johnson. Tries to find another way through. Out in front of Clark. He's got McConnell to beat. Just falls on it. Wants to be careful. The umpire says, I'll have it. Ball up. They go inside. Handball over the cross from Joinson. They're just scrubbing this forward. Mahadi's been good this quarter. Chopped off a few efforts. Now handed out to Clark. Forced to go forward. Slay. Out in front. Merson read it well. Evades his opponent and then turns it over. Could have been a blue and gold thing on that occasion. And now the Students with an opportunity. Brown goes for a little trot. And a good kick. Just couldn't get there. Stratford. And Scholes gets it clear and over the boundary line. In fact, out of bounds on the full. Boundary umpire right on the spot. Arndt. called to play on. Works himself into a bit of space, then goes back to Spiteri. Well done. Sort of faded across field. Open up a bit of space for Spiteri to run into. Pearce leads. Goes in that direction. Just goes straight through his arms. Oh, lost it in the dark there. Right in front of the Eagles bench. Some different faces in the ruck at Connor and Kennedy. And the Eagles get it going forward, but they've got the extra one down there. It looks like it is man on man, so just a little bit sloppy in their forward kicks at the moment. The Eagles. Roberts outside. Hassled out of it by Ford, but they get it up again now, the students. Want to go through the middle, not the option. There's just Eagles parked in there. Charleston. One-on-one. He now finds something like in there. In fact, it's Stubbs. Stubbs around the corner. This will be a great goal if it goes through. Fades late, and Stubbs has kicked a miracle. In fact, the umpires called it touched off the boot. So we went off a little early on that occasion. It didn't look like it. But good call from the umpires. Just the minor score. Kick comes in, finds Slate. Goes inside. Hardy. Big fly. Comes back. Shoals it was. And this one's wrapped up. The umpire will come in and ball it up. Plenty of bodies going everywhere on that occasion. Shoals probably lucky to get away with it unscathed. Have another ball up. Bit going on. New jumpers being pulled. Umpire just throws it in the air. Connor. Charleston trying to work his way through traffic. Umpire will come in. There's a little bit of feeling coming into the game now. It's actually a good thing to see. Sydney University really put up no opposition in terms of the scoreboard, but getting a bit of it in this quarter. Fremantle tracking it back. In comes Kruger, just dismisses him. Now O'Connor steps around. That's an interesting handball. Fremantle goes again, showing some intensity. I like to see it. Goes over the boundary line. We're inside 50 for the students. Connor just nudges his player under the ball, but once again, Sydney University with plenty of numbers. Turn it over now. The umpire calls holding the ball. Advantage paid. Drinkwater's away. Goes forward. Vlatko slipped over or was dismissed. Pearce in there as well. Good handball out. Dimmery running past. Got Charleston if he wants to use him. Just held it up. Gave Charleston some space to run in. Goes short. And a good kick. And finds, that's McConnell. Well played by Dimmery. Just drew the player. Gave Charleston some time to make a decision, went inside and found McConnell. 17 minutes in. And this to put it back out to a 66-point margin. And the kick just fading away and just the minor score. 2-4 the students, 11-11 for the Eagles. The margin 61 points. Eagles now working his zone defence. They come to the near side. Numbers just shift across. Everett the mark. Scholes from behind with a big fist. They should have the numbers, the students, so it's the Eagles trying to push through. Stubbs wrapped up but high. He goes quickly. Demery seemingly without an opponent. Pearce runs onto it. Goes around on the left. Couldn't swing it around. Goes right across the face of goal. In fact, almost kicks it backwards in the end. Browning just pushes it forward. Quick kick off the boot. I tell you what, he's kicked it. Vlatko from traffic kicked an unbelievable goal, splits the middle, and the Eagles get another one. Really didn't look like anything. The contest on the far side. Out of nowhere. One step quickly off the boot, impossible angle, and splits the middle. Now the Eagles just gaining a little bit of momentum back. Approaching time on in the third. That one will come back. And a better quarter from the students. Now they're away. Roberts. Go inside. The opportunity now for Horton, and holding the ball's the decision. Just didn't make contact. Now they come to Demery. So damaging on the wing. Drinkwater. Arndt pops it up, sets a task. Cass was coming across, but Sydney University in there. Mahadi. Now they've got some players free. Frawley, one of their better players, goes inside, finds Stratford, and a good mark taken. And Johns, hands on hips, not happy. Stratford takes another mark inside 50. Should go back and kick this. Kick on its way, won't go the journey. Touched on the line. In fact, the umpire's sent it over the line, and it's a goal to the students. Browning thought he got a fist on it. The umpire right on the spot. Have a look at it again. Starts right, ugly looking kick going forward. Just on the line, and good call by the umpire. Has to push his hand over the line to get the hand on it. And the goal stands. The students get one back. 3-4 now. Browning through the middle. Stubbs turned it over. Johnson for the students. Charleston gets back though. Off to Johns. Pops it up for Anderson. He's helped over the line. Browning seems to get to the contest no matter where it is. The students load up. Inside looking for an option, and coming through again is Stratford. He could kick a second. Good work by Scholes. Crockmole in there once again. Some desperate attempts on the last line by the Eagles, and Johnson eventually gets it out of trouble, but it may came back. Lewington over there for students. They go inside looking for Elkington. Good kick. He was there for a long time, Elkington. And demanded the footy and got it. Elkington to have a shot. kick from just inside the 50. Its way. Just fading to the left and just the minor score. 3 goals, 5 now. Margin a straight 10 points. That's 10 goals, sorry. The Eagles, they move it quickly, as they like to do. Stubbs, like a slingshot. Just load up and let go. Although the students have held them up here. Forced to go backwards. Back to Charleston. Long handball. Scholes to Stubbs. Forced to go by foot. And turned over. Everett. Baker did his best to hold on. Everett goes short. Chopped off by Spiteri. Gets a little toe for it. He's going to have pace over Everett. Now it goes by foot inside 50. Who will get there first? Good work by Pearce. And they go again. The umpire's seen an infringement. It's going to go to the students. Just holding on there. It might be against Pearce. Thrown off, 24-minute mark. Kick outside. They go to a contest. Baker just worked under the ball. They go back. That was Johnson. Everett. Back to Mahadi. Troubled out of it. Good work by the Eagles. Pearce now. Baker. Short. He's out in front there. McConnell had to go back and look for it. Couldn't do so. And students get another clearance. And will just eventually dribble over the line. Reset. Browning just works it over the back. Vella in there for the students. Big high up and under. No one really gets to the fall of it. It bounces. Vella goes again, puts the body down, tries to bust through. It's been a much better effort from the students in this third term. Plenty of support around the ball. And they've lost margin at halftime. I think it was 52 points. It's only 60 at the moment, so they'll be pleased with their effort, despite the fact they're still 10 goals down, the students. Frawley. As the siren sounds to end the third term, it's been a good one for the students, but still the Eagles dominant in this game. They lead by 60 points as we go into the final break. 3-5 the students. They had other opportunities throughout that quarter. The Eagles, 12 goals, 11, 83. The margin, 60 points. And we'll break here at Henson Park. With the final quarter to come, the Eagles in control of this one. They lead by 60 points. Just about set for the start of the final term here at Henson Park. Sydney University versus East Coast Eagles, third versus fourth. And the Eagles have stamped their dominance so far in this game and will consolidate their position in the top four. The results from this afternoon's games. Manly Warringah disposed of Western Suburbs easily. And in the other game, it was St George with a 2-point win over UTS. So a good result for St George. Not so for the boys from the Bats. Sydney University start this quarter as they left off. With the first clearance from the game in the quarter. Going inside, Browning has just faded back. Gives it off to Costello. It was very lively early, went a bit quiet. Dimmery, who's probably been their best this evening, taken high. You have to know his stats so far. Got plenty of it. Dimmery goes wide, looking for Kruger. Connell there as well, just went with the foot, didn't want to go in and get it. And in the end, it's a turnover. Students come away with it. Johnson, chiseling kick inside. Finds Powers. He goes short again, out on the lead, looking for Stratford. Worked under it by Johns. Browning back there again. Been a tower this evening, both in stature and in defence. They go forward. Good mark taken to the back. Mahadi. He's worked his way into the game. Mahadi goes wide, and Scholes read it best. Into Baker. Called the play on now. Goes short again. This time to that man Demery. Great kick, sticks for Ford. Hands it off. Drinkwater. They're building something here, the Eagles. Go wide, and a good mark taken and paid. And that's Jamie Vlatko. Excuse me. Set up beautifully. A couple of strong marks. Ford and Vlatko. And it'll be Jamie Vlatko to line up. This for the Eagles' 13th goal of the evening. Steps to the paint on its way. I don't know if it's going to have the distance. Just fading late and worked over by Everett. Go wide. Worked under it, Demery. Back on it, Baker. Just pops it up. And for Johnson. Steps inside. Under a bit of trouble now. Goes back to Baker. Didn't get there cleanly. Could have been a push in the back. Umpires play it on. And eventually over the boundary line. Out on the full. An Eagles kick. Short now looking for Ford. Being very strong. And we'll get the 50-metre penalty as well. And this will take him well into scoring range. Just the late touch. Wasn't really in the contest, and that's what the umpire deemed. We'll push in the back. Forward on a tight angle. Little stab kick. And stabbed it right in the heart. And gets another major. And the Eagles looming at the moment to piling on a big score in this final term. Sting been out of this game for some time now. It's a better effort by the students in that third term. But the Eagles poised now to really pile it on in this final quarter. Browning, Demery, another stat. Elkington's kick goes wide. Kruger tracks it back just out of the fingertips, drops it over the back, and the numbers pay out. Running away with there was Kennedy. It's not really knowing what to do with it at the moment. The students, Roberts. Goes back to Elkington, goes wide. Smith, inside 50, worked under it. Claims for a free kick, not with coming. Kruger goes back to Drinkwater, now to Costello. Called to play on, does so. Comes out looking for Vlatko. John, and a good punch. Sam Slay certainly amongst their best tonight. The students. Browning works his way around. Everett on that occasion coming through was Horton. Not the best kick. Turned his right foot to the left. And it bounds on the full. And as if Demery needs any more stats, he'll take a kick from the free kick. Goes short. We'll get it back just for another stat. Demery over the back. Everett trying to get it clear. Mahadi dispossessed. Gets it back. Gets it back again. Wrapped up this time. John Vlatko jumps on for the ride. Spins him around a couple of times. Umpire says, I'll have it. Pierce running through. Same with Jamie Vlatko. Now Costello finds a little bit of space. Browning. Ugly looking kick going forward, but finds Dimmery. Can finish off. He'll call it a spot up. I reckon he was having a shot. Charleston in the forward line. Tries to keep it in. Cannot do so. A throw in. Genuine shot from Dimmery there. Just didn't come off the boot the way he wanted to. He'll claim the team thing. But I don't know if it was this occasion. Browning just puts it into the danger zone, but the students are up to it. Forced to go wide. Be a bit of a foot race. They'll want this to go out, and it will. The umpire will say out, deliberate. Well, could have bounced either way. But, umpire said there was no one there, and that's what you were trying to do. Vlatko puts it in the hot spot. Fly at Jamie Vlatko, couldn't bring it down. Getting back there, Everett also coming across. The students with numbers. They just need to find a target coming out of their defensive zone. Set a task there for Smith. Did well to bring it down in front, but the turnover comes on the wing. And this is Anderson. Anderson's kick's good one, looking for Ford. Over the back, Merson. Almost tried to get it up to Dimmery, couldn't get it to him in time. They hunt in packs. Ford rubs in, tries to bring him down. Couldn't do so. Kennedy runs away with it. You could just see Ford set himself for that one. And they will apply the tackle, but the ball spills free. Anderson now. Across to Scholes. Chopping in there and cutting it off was Clark. Kruger. Short again, just on the half volley. They get it up. Johns. For Baker. Sits beautifully for him. Gets the kick away. It's a good one. And Stubbs almost took the mark. Couldn't do so. Applies the tackle. Also in there is McConnell. And they come off second best. A few players down. And the ball goes out further afield. Finds Clark. Clark to Stratford. Goes around Browning. Goes further afield. Well done, Scholes. Held his ground here against Horton. Could have got the free kick. And comes away. Kick over the top. That was Slay. Now Lewington with a bit of energy in the ball. Spins it around. Has he got it around far enough? He has. Good goal, students. Off the boot of Lewington. And they get one back. This seems to find a little bit of extra energy around goals. James Lewington. Let's see here, nice little kick across from Slay. Lewington just got around John Vlatko and did well to swing the ball around for the goal. In the middle. 29 plays 90, margin 61 points in favour of the Eagles. Will not come back. The umpire says no. Float on. It was a contest. Wrapped up in the tackle was Johnson, and the umpire says I'll have it. Wonderful affair between Everett and Browning. You'd think Browning probably just gets the chocolates tonight. Everett doing a ton of work in the ruck. Costello starting to come back into the game. Finds Stubbs. Stubbs opens up, has a look at home. How will it bounce? Beautifully. No question about it. And Stubbs gets another one. And the race for the goal-kicking medal is red hot. You almost think that Stubbs was looking to go top of the square, but he knew what he was doing the whole time. Has a look, saw that no one was home, and beautifully weighted. So the bounce, O'Connor in there. Fantastic ruck combination, Browning and O'Connor. Some good hands now from Powers. Gets it off. Shot on goal. On the line. Stratford's called to play on. And the ball must be over. umpire's going to come in and call it touched over the line. A little bit of confusion. I'm not sure the goal umpire heard the play on call. She really should have signalled at least when the ball crossed the line. Yep, now they've got it clear very quickly, the Eagles, in front of Merson. Just to make sure that Smith sees it over the line. Gets in front, brings it down. Vella tries to burrow his way through, but it comes out to Cameron Arndt. Goes long towards the line, just off line, and the mark taken by Jacob Schwartz. Goes to a contest. Well played, Merson. Now back to Arndt. Smith there for the students. Wraps up Arndt, and the umpire will have no option. Let's ball it up. Boundary line again. Sydney University, they take on St George next week. And the Eagles, well, they play the Bulldogs. University of New South Wales, Eastern Suburbs. O'Connell just pops out in front. Now a shot on goal coming from Joinson. And he gets it. They cracked the ton, the Eagles. 15-12, 102 now. A bit of a rolling maul that came through. Nice little touch up there. Set in the middle. Margin now out to 72 points. It could get up to 100 by the end of the game. Merson. Students, well, they haven't stopped. Merson tries to apply the tackle there on Avis Foster. Haven't called much of him this evening. Stratford stands tall. That's been a good little contest down there between Johns and Stratford. Be setting themselves to keep the margin below 100. Kick awkward looking off the boot and doesn't get the result. Eagles sort of set up a huddle, but inside the square, leaving plenty of space to run into, but they've coughed it up here. Crockmole to Stratford. Stratford to the open goal, and that'll hurt. The turnover there from the Eagles. And Stratford pounced. Really gave up, looking for that second kick out of defence, the Eagles. The problem was the first one didn't come off. See here the short kick, not on target, allowed to bounce. Some good work there from Clark to get in and apply the tackle. Crockmole steps inside, opens it up for Stratford. And it's as easy as they come. So we'll be coming back. Browning. Elkington runs through, tackled by Dimmery. Costello, pace. Now looking for Stubbs. Couldn't see where it landed. Running on Dimmery again. He has been fantastic tonight. And goes into the spot looking for Vlatko. Plenty of students back there. Drinkwater just can't find the handle. Eventually gets back up to Dimmery just in case he hasn't had enough kicks tonight. goes inside. The turnover comes. And the students want to go through the middle. Plenty of Eagles around this. Charleston just worries him out of it. Goes and gets his own ball. Goes short and finds Jamie Vlatko. Attack relentless from the Eagles. And Vlatko now with a chance. Kick's not a great one. Just squeezes in for a minor score. Margin 66. Stubbs, clean, umpire called touched. Late call, correct. Vlatko gets in amongst it. Gives Frawley a little bit of a push. Sets up a fantastic encounter in 2 weeks' time. The Eagles, they take on the Manly Warringah Giants at Weldon Oval. We're bringing you that game as the AFL Sydney Match of the Week. Ruck in and not coming out of there. Browning down into traffic. It's going to get stuck again. Stubbs at the bottom. This might be a big thump forward from Browning. Just couldn't get a run at it, and that's correct again. Kennedy just worked his way and provided the shepherd. Just can't do that in a ruck contest. Browning. Looking there for McConnell. Couldn't bring it in. Costello looking for Spiteri. Little around the corner handball. Tries to put it in front of Baker. Baker pops it up. The turnover comes. Back there, Swartz for the students. Out there and finds Clark. Clark forced to go back. The Eagles have manned up. They've got the extra player just floating across, just about a kick away. Forced to go down the line. O'Connor at the back there of Smith. Back Anderson. Couldn't get it. Roberts over the top. Lewington dispossessed. Cass now wrapped up in a tackle from Kennedy. And the umpire says holding the ball, and it'll be Kennedy's kick. Hands it off now. A lot of space to work in, and Browning plays that fading ruckman so well. Only one of Eagles players that played in last week's representative win over AFL Canberra. Into Merson. Merson short. Johns. Looking for Baker. To Dimmery. His kick to O'Connor is a good one in traffic and gives it off to Pearce. Pearce to Jamie Vlatko. Strong hands. Wheels around now. Could have been a 50 coming in from behind. Falls clear. Spiteri just rushed the kick. It could be the ugliest kick. Was the ugliest kick. Certainly wasn't the ugliest goal, though. Just helped over the line. 104 plays 37. Right, taken by Swartz. Wants to move it on. Goes to a 2-on-1. This is not going to work out well. Johns. Also in there was Johnson, but they've forced the turnover, the students. Kennedy out in front. Kruger Also there, Clark for the students. Might win this one out. Clark runs on, opens up for him, puts it on his boot, and couldn't bring it around enough. Just the minor score. Despite a quick start from the Eagles again, the margin, if you take this quarter alone, the Eagles only up by the goal. So it's been a strong second effort. They'll be happy with the win, the Eagles, but may not be happy with the second half effort. A real chance to put a big gap between these two sides. Dimmery, stat number 85. Baker. McConnell. And for O'Connor. And that's back. McConnell again. And the kick out is not a good one. Gets away with it though. Voiced his disappointment there, Trent Baker. In a way his mother wouldn't be happy with. No one home. Johnson. Over the back, Stubbs read it beautifully, opens up the goal, beautiful. Trent Stubbs, fantastic effort. Gets another one for the Eagles. Just beautifully read. Kick in from Johnson. Faded over the back, just put a little bit of distance between himself and Robertson. And got away from Horton like he wasn't even in there. And Stubbs kicks another one. Eagles. Four players in the top 10 of the goal kicking. No wonder they've got such a huge percentage. If not for that, the loss after the siren to Manly Warringah in round one. They'll be sitting atop the ladder. Good work from Vella. Picked it up. Felled as he kicked it. The umpire will bring it back. Vella, the kick from outside 50. 24 minutes gone in this final term. Goes past, decides not to go that way, decides to go long. Top of the square, Stratford at the back, couldn't bring it down. Browning kept it in, but only to the disadvantage of himself, and they've kicked the goal. The umpire's going to come in and say it was touched. The discussion's going to be had. And touched off the boot. Would have been a good goal. We've seen a couple from that angle this evening. Once again, just see to the right here, the Eagles set up their zone right at the top of the 50, leaving the opportunity for a short runner to get into space, and that's exactly what Stubbs does. Goes inside from the runner. Some good work there from Anderson, backing up through the middle. Now they go up to find O'Connor. O'Connor gives off to Dimmery for another kick. Inside 50. At the back, couldn't get there, it was Vlatko. Cass at the fall of the ball. In there as well, here's Merson, and that's not coming out. The ball comes out from Smith in the path of Clark. Lively in this final quarter. Kruger wrapped up in a good tackle. Umpire will have a close look and come in and ball it up. 26 minutes played. Been a very good second half effort from the students, despite the fact that they will go down by over 10 goals in this game. They've got some things to work on. Very transient side, Sydney University, due to their NEFL competition. A lot of players moving up and down. The Eagles, they're a very good unit when they're up and about. Ball comes clear and it's going to be called deliberate. Baker, who asked nicely, probably the loudest question. Don't know about that kick though. Wanted to go to Drinkwater, eventually gets to Stubbs and saves Baker a little bit of face. Goes back, Baker can have another go at it. Goes this time to Drinkwater, and all is well in the household of Baker. Called to play on now. And goes to Costello, just off the fingertips. Gets the arm free. Wanted to go to O'Connor, but getting in there amongst it was Powers. And over the top, Fremantle. Goes inside to Frawley. Pearce. Spiteri couldn't get boot to ball. Endeavour hasn't fallen away at all, the students. Give them credit for that. Clark again. Browning just over his hands. They might be away now. Back to Browning. Opens up a little bit. Kruger wants to run. Knew he could get around Everett on that occasion. Goes inside. The kick over the back. Opens up there for Merson. Just needs it to sit nicely. Couldn't do so. Tried to turn on it too early. And the siren sounds to end what has been a dominant display by the East Coast Eagles. They run out 71-point winners in the end over Sydney University. And despite a very spirited second half from the students, they really couldn't make any inroads. They just stopped some of the scoring from the Eagles, but in the end, the power of the East Coast Eagles was too much. 5-9-39 Sydney University. The Eagles 16-14, 110. The margin in the end, 71 points. And we'll see the Eagles really setting themselves for a very good tilt at September action. We'll be back in a couple of weeks with that big clash. The Eagles versus the Giants from Weldon Oval. In the meantime, thanks for joining us on the AFL Sydney Match of the Week. The story here at Henson Park, the Eagles by 71 points over the students.